Okay, good evening, everyone. We're continuing with 3 minutes of Tehillim. We are up to Perek Hey Tes. This is the final Perek, Perek 89, the final Perek in the Sefer Shlishi of Tehillim. We're moving on to Sefer Revi. So, congratulations, we are getting through Tehillim. So, this is actually a very long Perek. It's 53 psukim. So, we're not going to go through every one of the psukim, but the last few psukim in the Perek are very, very important. And we may be familiar with this phrase in the second to last pasuk in pasuk Nun Beis. So I want to focus on pasuk Nun Beis and pasuk Nun Gimel. So pasuk Nun Beis, it says, "Asher cherfu oivecha Hashem," how your enemies Hashem have flung abuse. Asher charfu ikvos mishichecha. They flung this abuse at your anointed one at every step. This phrase is very, very often thrown around. Ikvisa the Mashiach, the footsteps, the heels of Mashiach. The next pasuk, which actually we quote in our davening, all in Pesukei Zimra, Baruch Hashem Leolam, Amen, V'Amen. So first, I'll ask the question on the second pasuk, Nun Gimel. What does it mean, Amen, V'Amen? Usually, you just say Amen, or I guess Sfardim always like they throw things in. I'm never sure like what to, or Shabbat Shalom Mubarak. What do you say back to that one? I don't know. Amen, V'Amen. Well, maybe, but what? Obviously, there's something there. What does it mean? So I found some beautiful explanations here in Hasidic Torah that give some explanation based on Gemaras and other Mefarshim that Amen v'Amen is actually, we know that the person who answers the Amen is actually greater than the person who made the bracha. So Amen v'Amen, it represents the person answering back to the second Amen, and this is actually the one who's considered more victorious. Just like in battle, the Gemara in Nazir says that the first, the front lines, they fight the battle and they don't necessarily finish the war, but the next people, they're the ones who conquer, they're the ones who succeed, they get the victory, they're considered the ones who have sealed the victory for their army. So it's someone who says Amen to the blessing is considered like sealing the victory, so to speak. And Amen v'Amen, these Mefarshim explain that it's sort of the absolute and complete victory. Amen v'Amen, and this is, as we just mentioned, Ikvisa the Mashiach. We're talking about when the heels of the Mashiach, the Messianic era comes in, we're going to have a complete and solid victory, one that we can say Amen v'Amen, completely and utter victory. But why do we use this word, the heels of the Messiah? What is this word, heels? So first of all, the heel, as the Achilles heel, is one of the most vulnerable places in the body. It also has a certain sense of callousness and like it's not a very important part of the body. And some of Farshim explain based on the Gemara in Sota that in the end of days, in the end of Mashiach, when Mashiach's around the corner, there's going to be a lot of chutzpah, there's going to be a lot of callousness, there's going to be a lot of chaos that's going on. And the Gemara mentions a lot of things that we see going on today: inflation and the younger people not respecting the older people. A lot of the things that we see that's happening, and that is possibly also the heels. Understanding of like this callousness, this lack of regard for other people. But on the other hand, the heel also is representative of that knocking, of that steps. You're hearing the steps of the Mashiach coming, which means that we are hearing it. He must be around the corner, and that the Lubavitcher Rebbe says gives us hope that there's a process at work. When you see things that are happening out of our control, there's a callousness, there's a chutzpah, there's things that are so beyond our belief that they could be happening. They're actually happening. But we also know that there's a process at work, that the Mashiach is coming, that we can hear the footsteps means that he's around the corner, and that we shouldn't give up hope. We should be inspired to do more, obviously. But when you see crazy things happening, you should recognize that there's a process, that Hashem has a plan, and that the Mashiach is coming, and we're not limited just to our powers, but rather the Mashiach is walking, so to speak, of his own accord, that he's coming, that he's on his way, and that we can hear the footsteps as he's around the corner.